Hello, Clash fans! Trample Damage coming at you today with a surefire methodology for defeating the Mirror Clone technique. We're going to jump right in with an example of the only tricky part of the attack. When we put our Earthquake spell on these Inferno Towers and have the Grand Warden in ground mode, we're going to deploy him up by these trees, and what we're going to do is deploy him, trigger his ability, and then drop a Golem. And you can see what happens there is the Golem basically triggers 5 of those hidden Teslas right before the Fireball hits, so it will take out all those Teslas. If we wind up deploying the Golem a little bit sooner, then let's go play again and show you what happens here. Again, Earthquake on this section right here. If we deploy the let's say we go Warden and then we go Golem, and oops, Golem, I did that wrong. if we wind up deploying, so we'll go Earthquake spell here. If we deploy the Golem and then the Warden and trigger the Earthquake, the Fireball, it won't get all of the Inferno Towers because it'll target a Tesla instead, which just slows us down a little bit, but that's all we're going to worry about. Now you will notice there is this witch thing, which will target specifically the wizard tower. So it doesn't matter where you deploy them, they will go straight for the wizard towers. Like these witches have a grudge against the wizard towers. And you got these like weird robot looking dudes that also target defenses, but they will just head for the nearest defense. So we can go up here and you can see they will bypass that. They will head for the nearest defense. That's what they're going to wind up doing. Okay, that is how those troops work. Oh, and you see the Archer Queen has that mirror clone ability, which we're not going to talk about today. We will talk about another time. We're going to dive into the attack now and start with a skeleton spell on this elixir storage. Give them a moment to start summoning themselves and taking out the storages. We will use 3 of the witches to get the 3 wizard towers. And you'll see they'll just come in here and they'll take some damage and go down quickly, but they're going to toss off all those weird Yeti-mite looking things and just end the wizard towers. The third one we wanted to play a little closer to the clan castle, so she only triggers 1 Seeking Air Mine. And of course, that 3rd wizard tower will go down. All the headhunters will be pulled, and we can let them come fight our skeletons. We deploy the poison spell, and they will all go down. We'll come back to them in just a moment. Deploy the Earthquake spell to soften up all those Inferno Towers, and we want to make sure all the headhunters are down before we deploy the Grand Warden. So we'll go ahead and go Grand Warden up here, trigger his Fireball, drop the Golem, all that will go down, and then we can go ahead and put the Archer Queen off to the side. We can put these 3 little mech dudes down here, and we can put a Rage, and we'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4 with those little witch characters. We'll freeze the Town Hall. We missed freezing the Town Hall. That's okay. The Town Hall's going to go down. Now, I have been doing it where I have not been using the Queen's ability, and I have not been using any of the invisibility spells. I'm going to tell you, don't be bashful about using the invisibility spells. The Ricochet Cannon, if it's still up by the time the Queen gets there, can deal a hefty amount of damage to her. Feel free to use an invisibility spell to keep her safe, and you can do it to keep her, like if some of the Expos are coming after her. Now, we're probably not going to need to use it in this version here, but don't be bashful about it. You can use her mirror technique, her special ability, in order to see that ice arrow just slows everything down so dramatically. But like here's an example. We don't even need to use it, but you could, use your invisibility spell if you want to. You do not need these. It's a really straightforward attack. Make sure that you check out my podcast, Inside Clash. I rarely sell myself, but that's one thing. Definitely check out my podcast, Inside Clash. And of course, if you're not subscribed to me here on YouTube, make sure to hit that subscribe button and then hit it again if you want to unsubscribe, and then hit it so you can have the joy of having subscribed to me twice in one day. We will check you guys out on the next video.